Our story begins before Oedipus is born. King Laius and Queen Jocasta rule over Thebes. And they don't simply rule over Thebes, but this is a happy time for them and a happy time for Thebes. The only thing that could possibly make this happy time any happier is a little bundle of joy. So, Laius and Jocasta have a child, an heir to the throne. But of course, this is Greece and this is tragedy, so bad things are afoot. They hear from the oracle at Delphi, which presents the word of, are you kidding, Austin? Thank you, the word of Apollo. You whispered that. There's a difference. They hear from the voice of Apollo, and they are believers, they are not skeptics, that the couple's son, this infant child, will murder Laius, kill his father, and marry his mother, Jocasta. It's a little bit gross. It's a little bit terrifying. And neither Laius nor Jocasta wish this to take place. So, of course, you've got a threat. Get rid of the child. So, of course, terrified at the prospect, Laius and Jocasta disfigure their infant son's feet. This is important. They bind the feet. Sometimes they talk of just binding the feet. Sometimes they talk about actually disfiguring the feet, of mutilating the feet, so the baby couldn't run away. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It looks like baby's doing fine at crawling. However, they take the baby, give it to a servant, and ask the servant to leave the baby on Mount Citeron to die. I'm sorry? Most likely. You leave an infant out there in the wilderness and probably going to die, but I guess they just wanted to really stick it to him. And this is what I consider the James Bond approach to killing your enemies. Get a servant to do it somewhere out there where you can't actually see it happening, and just hope that the servant carries it out properly. This, of course, any way you look at it, is not nice. The servant takes pity on... Why is everybody laughing? That's not funny. That's just a hard-working guy from another culture. Xenophobes. So the servant takes pity on the child and gives him to a shepherd. Now, you come from a background of understanding Greek mythology through possibly Gate or something else, but most likely through Disney's Hercules. And you've heard a story like this before. A baby taken from a royal, godlike, or actually godly family and given to the lowest shepherd to raise in a very humble fashion. Well, the Greeks don't care for that. If the boy's the son of a king, the boy should be the son of a king. And rather than staying with the shepherd or staying with the servant, the shepherd gives the child to the childless king and queen of Corinth, Polybus and Merope. And they raise Oedipus without telling him of his adopted origin. So Oedipus doesn't know that these are not his parents until one day a drunken man at dinner, he's had a little bit too much, he's feeling a bit feisty, he tells Oedipus that he is not the child of Polybus and Merope. Of course, Oedipus asks his parents, and his parents continue the ruse. They continue to lie to him, and Oedipus sneaks out, and here we are back at the oracle again. We've got to ask the oracle. Everybody's asking the oracle repeatedly. Socrates asks, or at least sends somebody else to ask the oracle. We hear a lot about this. All he gets is exactly what was told to Laius, except this time it's saying, hey, guess what, Oedipus? You will kill your father and marry your mother. So, Oedipus has a problem. Why? He loves his father, and he loves his mother, but not really in that way. So he doesn't want any of that to take place. He's out of here. He's going to take the car. I'm sorry? Well, you know, he's a teenager out on the road now. He did take the car, in this case the Chariot, and he lit out for some of the neighboring city-states. He decides that if I will be a threat to my parents, I will never see them again. I want to pause for a moment in the story, because when we delve into Oedipus, yes, we will delve into the actual narrative and the plot and what happens, but more importantly, I want to consider how Sophocles is exploring the relationship between humans and fate, humans and the gods, just as we did with the Iliad. Realize at this moment, Oedipus is deciding that his human choice can overcome the god's decisions. The god, in this case Apollo, has decided that this fate is set for him, and he says, no, I will avoid it. I can avoid it. I can avoid this by leaving. Of course, he still does not know. He doesn't tell anybody about the prophecy. Nobody knows about it, so in his ignorance, in their ignorance, he leaves thinking that he will be safe. Meanwhile, back in Thebes, the Sphinx has been terrorizing the city. The Sphinx, part woman, part lion, part eagle, big beast, is terrorizing Thebes, eating citizens of Thebes, refusing to let anyone leave until somebody solves its riddle. So Thebes is having a problem. Jocasta and Laius are still king and queen of Thebes. Laius leaves. He gets in his chariot, takes off, with only 5 in his entourage. At a crossroads, he meets Oedipus. Well, and they have a little scuffle over the right of way. I have the right of way. No, I have the right of way. No, I have the right of way. No, I have the right of way. Bang, bang, and eventually Oedipus kills Laius and most of his entourage. It's an ancient case of road rage. And Oedipus is able to kill all with the exception of one, and that one escapee will figure prominently in the play that you will read. Of course, he doesn't know who Laius is. He does not know that this is his father, but he has already fulfilled part 1 of the prophecy. I'm sorry?
The irony that he escaped to try to escape that fate. Like he escaped far enough to try to escape his fate, but instead he actually killed it.
Yes, Sarah. Irony will figure very prominently into what Sophocles does, and irony is very important in understanding what Sophocles believes about the relationship between gods and men, or gods and fate. I mean, men and fate. Of course, he encounters the Sphinx, and this is what the Sphinx looks like today. But, you know, we might consider that this is what they had in mind. This is about the most clothed depiction of the Sphinx that I could find. And the Sphinx asks Oedipus the riddle. You all know the riddle? That's not actually the riddle. I was just confused as to why all the classical paintings I've ever seen of Oedipus depict him as naked. Apparently he's naked in his chariot running around killing people and then walking up to mythical beasts to answer their questions. But the actual riddle, what goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 at night? And others have tried to answer her riddle. All have been unsuccessful and have been eaten. So do any of you know the answer? Olivia? That's correct. Man. So take a look at the riddle again. How does Oedipus see it? You're English students. How is he able to see this? He understands that the Sphinx is actually communicating how? Go ahead. What do you think, Mayor? That's our. Oh, I'm sorry. Elena.